Michael, let me begin with you. How would you rate this visit? Spectacle, great, but in terms of substance?
Well, I think that given that the expectations for this trip were quite low to start with, I would argue that it was a success. Certainly what both Modi and Trump were looking for were optics and spectacle, and they certainly got that. And I think that the speech that President Trump made in Gujarat was received very well in India, and his visit to the Taj Mahal and all of the optics that came with that were very positive. And I would actually argue that probably one of the only reasons why President Trump agreed to go to India to start with, particularly because there wasn't going to be a trade deal on the table, was because Modi had offered him this spectacle. And that's what Trump likes. He likes spectacles.
He likes numbers.
He knew that he would get something out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. He does like numbers. I mean, if you go back to his own inaugural speech and the spat that he had with the US media on the numbers, he does like spectacles. But when you say that expectations are not very high, and you also said that his speech in Gujarat went down very well in India. Now, I am assuming that Trump was approaching the Indians less than his own constituency, his voters back in the United States, in terms of projecting himself as an international leader. Now, do you think my sense is right on that?
No, I think it is, because many of us here in the United States had thought that President Trump may try to use his speech almost like a political pep rally to try to talk about how great a job he's done as a president and so on, especially with the presidential campaign in full force here in the United States. But in fact, I thought it was a pretty statesmanlike speech. There were no major surprises, and his speechwriters, I've got to say, did a good job, because they really conveyed the sense that President Trump understands India's political history. He also invoked a number of Indian cultural icons. He referenced Bollywood and cricket. And so clearly that type of thing is going to go down